So yeah guys, I have a new ant colony. And you know what? There's a lot to show in this video. Hello everybody and welcome back to Ant Holleufer. A few days ago I took a 700-kilometer trip to get my new giant Messor Barbarus colony, and that is what we are showing today. And it's gonna start by being a little bit of a vlog because I want to change the setup, and since I don't want to get ants everywhere I didn't really record that much of it. But if you want to skip that or anything, there'll be some timestamps down below. But else guys, this is a sim ants nest they are living in, and I am going to be unboxing a new sim ants nest and talk about what sim ants is in 7 days, I hope so. So if you have any questions for this nest type, I'm looking over here, that's where it is. So if you have any questions to this nest type, please leave it in the comments below and I'll try to answer them in the next video. And with that out of the way, don't forget to subscribe to join the Holleufer family and hit that bell icon while you're at it. And with that all out of the way, let's start the video. So our first plan is to just unhook these two nests by first of all taking this out and blocking it off, taking this out, blocking it off, and finally disconnecting those two. So the whole nest is now in 3 pieces. That is the first thing we're going to try to do today. So the 4 nests are now disconnected, so we have a pair of 2 and a pair of 2. So now we can take this upper part away and start to disconnect this part right here. So now these 2 are disconnected, these 2 are all disconnected, and all the ants in here are by themselves. So now I'm gonna try to line up the new plan and see how it looks. So excuse all the mess I'm about to show you. We have now hooked up the one nest all the way over to the other nest with a long tube in between. And we have now made this outworld right here with a little connector thing right here, so it fits perfectly with the outworld stance here, pushes the tube a little bit and then goes left, up and into this hole right here. I am gonna order some more from simants.Deutschland, I think. 2 more of these pieces right here so I can make a similar corner, so they would have 2 entrances to the outworld. But for now I only have this, so that's what I will make. Over here, and this is where I talk about all the mess, we have this right here is the old outworld, which is completely full, and we're somehow going to try to make all these ants in here come over to the new outworld. But I don't want to get all the dead ants and cotton balls and whatnot into the new. I would like to kind of have a fresh start to get a sense of how much mess they make. So therefore this is going to be a long and slow process. So guys, now we are going to start the big moving. Try to clean this up. I'm gonna start with the water tower while my fiance just takes ants slowly one by one, and we're gonna see how it goes. And you can see already here, if I take this, how many ants that are just swarming me right away. So yeah, they are a pretty crazy colony, as you can see. So it's gonna be a long and slow process, this. Definitely a long and slow process. So I have a little major here that's just gripping on to murder this spoon right here, so that's a little bit annoying. So my thought is, it's probably best if I clean out all the dirt into a 3rd outworld and then clean the ants from the dirt and stuff like that, so I can just pour everything in here at last. So that is what I'm gonna do. I have this old outworld that I think I can use for that. So that is my plan, to just take a big cotton ball like this, maybe shake it a little over here, and just throw it in there. So yeah guys, now it's just a little 1-hour time lapse, I think, of just me and my fiance just taking the ants one by one At first I started with taking a spoon and grabbing a whole bunch of ants, but I pretty soon realized that this was going to take forever. So we decided to put the trash over to the outworld where my fiance is sitting at, and then she would separate the ants from the trash, while I could pour the major parts of the ants directly into the new outworld, though with a little bit of the old trash, but mainly just the workers. So guys, we now have all the ants in a mostly cleanups outworld. After 30 minutes or something, we gave up on sorting one by one, and we just took all of the big chunks of cotton out. And we're now going to connect this to the nest once again. And after that, take off this cotton right here so the ants can get back and forth once again. So I'm gonna have a little bit of cotton with my side, so if there are any escapees, which there probably is because this is one of their mother nests, or one of their big part of the nest, since this is the heated part, so there will probably be a lot of ants in here. So yeah, I gotta be quick. And this operation went pretty smoothly. I see 2 escapees right now. Not sure how many we have, but at least 2. So this is a pretty successful operation with only 1 or 2 or 3 escapees. So I'm just gonna open this connection up again with my tweezers, and I'm gonna let the ants be a whole colony once again. And there we go. So quite a big bunch of ants. So after around, I don't know, 1 to 2 hours of work, this is now the fully new setup. And not that much traffic through this tube anymore. There was a lot of traffic earlier today when I firstly connected it. It's a little bit quiet once again. And heating wise, the old owner have always heated the nest, and I have also heated it once again. So we have this little heating strip that goes one way and then back again and then back again. So it's a 3-way heating connection thing. So it's really good heated, that's what I want to say. And this is also where the queen is probably hiding. It is a little bit hard to see, but there's quite a lot of ants, and especially in this chamber right here, it's really filled up. So this may be where the queen is hiding. And yeah guys, once again, this is my new setup and I am in complete love with it. I can't wait for it to be perfect with entries on both sides, but right now it is so amazing, and the colony inside is of course also just as crazy. So I have fed them a little bit of sunburst, but this right here is the massive trash pile. And currently, I'm not quite sure how I will clean this out. I'm thinking of taking a spoon and taking it all in a separate outworld and once again separating the workers from the trash, just more detailed. But something I really like with this colony is, even though the queen is all black, there's actually a few bicolored workers, like this major right here with a red head. And I'm not quite sure how this have happened, if it's just a general Messor thing that for every 100 worker or 500 workers a bicolored worker will hatch. Not quite sure. So with a new colony, of course I need to feed them a little bit of protein. Now this colony have been fed 90% seeds in its 2-year lifespan, so I will not overfeed them with protein, but you know, recording a little video and I could show me feeding a little cricket. But you know what, I can't really show much of this cricket because immediately after it was put down, all the workers are just completely swarming it. And I don't know if you can see any cricket in here. It is really hard to see this cricket with black on black. But somewhere in there is a cricket. But just the amount of seconds it took before the cricket was overswarmed, it's completely crazy. I mean, it took like 10 seconds before the workers had overhauled the cricket. And yeah, they are straight away just going crazy and biting and dragging, and completely amazed me how quickly this went. So, you know, with one cricket successfully inputted, I wanted to give a little bit more just so you guys could see how crazy this cricket thing was. So, a new cricket is in, and for those who didn't see where it landed, 2, 3, 4 workers are already, 5 workers are already at it, going crazy. And while this happened, the worker already took the cricket from before and just said, you know, I'm gonna take this directly into the nest. I mean, it's not even been 2 minutes and the first cricket is already home. And the second cricket is, of course, being completely oversworn, and it's just so dang crazy, this colony. And I did feed them a few more, in a total of 4 crickets, and you can clearly see on the left side we have a cricket, and in the bottom middle we also have a cricket. These swarms of ants are the crickets. But enough about the food. I know you guys have been waiting a long time for this, so this is the colony. Now this is the left side of the nest, and this is where I misspoke earlier today with me saying this was the queen chamber on the left side. This is actually just a heated chamber. That means there is a lot of brood, but no queens in here. On the left side we have a heating cable that heats the nest up to around 40 degrees, and you can see in the middle we have the sweet spot of where the ants love to be. For some reason in the other nest where the cable is just as hot, they'd like to be even closer to the heat, so not sure if it heats a little bit more up or not. But at least these are some of the crazy clips around the nest. And I'm out of words, Holleufer's, because this colony is just insanely to watch. This right here is the entrance to the heated nest, and the heated nest are also where there's the most humidity. So just while we look at this crazy mess in the background, I'm just gonna explain a little bit about the nests. So there's 2 nests, and the nest with the heat cable is also the nest that's being hydrated, so it is the perfect conditions for the brood, because, well, it's both hot and humid. And then we have the 2 nests beside them that is just dry seed nests. This is the entrance to one of the humid heated nest parts, and as you can see, it is completely mayhem. This is probably one of the first times the workers have been, well, exposed to a bright light and being recorded. But to my surprise, they took it really nicely. Of course, they went crazy to hide the brood, but in general, the workers that was going crazy with the brood hiding were of course crazy. But the workers that was just sleeping just kept on sleeping. So, I don't know what to say, guys. This is just an amazing colony. And in the background we have a worker that is trying to carry this pupae over these massive piles of brood and workers, and it's just such a crazy colony. Another thing I'd just like to mention is, do you know what this worker is currently doing with its abdomen? I don't know why it has pointed it a little bit down, but I kept seeing workers do this. Most of them were carrying stuff, and I imagined that it was because they were carrying stuff, but a lot of workers also just did it without carrying stuff. So Holleufer's, if you know why the workers are pointing their thorax down towards the ground, please let me know in the comments below. It may just be a Messor thing, I can't really tell because I haven't seen it before. But it have only been around 5 minutes, and the last cricket is now in the tube on the way into the second nest. And you know, guys, it has been a lot of talking, and I'm sorry, but it's just such an amazing colony, and I can't wait to make an episode 2 where it's a little bit more slow paced and showing what you guys want to see. But today I will show a little feeding session of seeds. So I have fed these girls a little bit of seeds from a seed mix I got, and they were completely crazy and took all of it in. So I wanted to take a spoon and see, you know, how much seeds is this? So I knew straight away that it was a lot of seeds, but is this a week's consumption? Is this a month, a year? I'm not quite sure how much seeds they use, so this was just a little overkill to see how the ants reacted. And well, the ants went pretty damn crazy. So check out how the workers are just all over the place. And yeah, time-lapse time, so you know I love my time-lapse. But what is really interesting to see is how the big sunflower seeds in the background is actually also being carried a little bit around the place. So I'm not sure that they didn't want to take them into the nest, but they did carry it away from the seed pile, slowly at least. But yeah, this whole pile of ants is just so insane to watch. Even though the seed pile isn't getting that much smaller, it is just so insane for me to sit here and watch this chaos unfold. And you know what, guys? I was a little bit in doubt how much they had actually taken, but try to see the time-lapse from the beginning. So pretty much half of the seeds have already been taken inside in just 1 hour. It is now a few days later in the real world, not in the video, and I can say that they didn't take all of it, but they took most of it. But yeah, this colony is just completely crazy. Now these big seed piles will only need to be fed once a month maybe, I'm not quite sure yet, because again, they may be really happy to take all of these seeds, or maybe they wait a little. But what I found really interesting was that they took all of the seeds into the tubing. And I don't know if it's because the nest was a little bit too crowded, but they did decide to stock a lot of the seeds in the tubing section, at first at least. But I can't drag it on any longer. This right here is the queen nest, and I didn't want to disturb the colony too much, so I gave the queen the room to move into the non-heated nest right beside this one, and I think she just flew straight into that because I didn't see her at all. But as you can see, we have a massive brood pile, and I'm gonna talk a little bit about this brood pile in a second, but just take a look around this nest. It is really insane, and if you spot the queen doing this video, please let me know, because I don't think I saw her in this video. At least I have seen her a few times, but the funny thing is, when I initially got the colony, the salesman actually didn't know if the queen was alive or not, but I did see her pretty soon when I got home. But you can see here, in the middle of all of this chaos, we have a little newborn worker, and its exoskeleton hasn't hardened, and that is why it has this yellow tint, but it's just sitting here in the middle of all of this hectic chaos. But yeah, a completely crazy colony. And this is what I talked about with the heated nest on the right side, and on the left side we have the dry seed chamber nest, and this is probably where the queen is currently hiding. So you can clearly see on the right side we have the heated part of the nest, and if I just zoom in a little bit, you can see the brood pile I showed before is actually closer to the heat than anything else, and that is because the pupae, they just need a dry and hot environment, and that is why the ants are putting them right here closest to the heat source. And I will imagine there is around 30 to 35 degrees right here in this plastic section on the right side, and well, in the middle side where we have all the eggs and larvae, it is a little bit colder but a little bit more humid, which is perfect for the larvae. So of course I can't control the correct humidity in here. I can just water the nest and see the humidity spread through the entire nest. But you can see on the top of the nest we do have a little bit of condensations, and that is because I have been prescribed to water this nest 100 milliliters every 2 weeks, and of course did this right before recording, and that is why some of the clips today have been a little bit dirty to look at. But yeah, my voice is starting to die and I am in complete love with this colony, so let me know what you think of this colony, because personally I am in complete love with it, and I can't wait to make my second episode on this colony. But yeah guys, let's return to intro outro me instead of voiceover me. Thank you voiceover me, outro me right here. So thank you for watching, Holleuffers. If you have any questions to this colony or anything specific you want to see in the next video, I will make an update on this Messor colony pretty soon because they are so amazing and I didn't get to show any of it in this video. So if you have some specific things you want to see, leave them in the comments below and I'll try to show that in the next video. But yeah, Holleuffers, don't forget to like and subscribe, and hopefully I will see all of you in another video. Bye!